Hey, good morning, friends. Mark Holmes here with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo. And as always, thank you guys for watching, commenting, and subscribing to the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, man, this ain't working. Let's get open for business and let's wake up the football gods this morning. How's everybody doing on this Monday? I know a lot of people hate Monday mornings. It's back to work after the weekend and everything else. But for me, I absolutely positively love Mondays. You know why? Because Monday night, I get to be with you guys on our live stream between 9 and 10 o'clock Eastern. And sometimes we'll go into overtime. And I love being able to interact directly with you guys. I wish we could just like get everybody here in the man cave together so we could actually just live stream with the whole gang. Although I probably need a bigger basement. But anyway, it's Monday, so I hope you guys tune in to the show tonight and all that. We'll be talking about the Dallas Cowboys, of course. What else? Now, here we sit, 73 days, 12 hours, 5 minutes, and 45 seconds away from kickoff of the 2019 season. And guys, that clock is just ticking and ticking and ticking. It's going to be here before you know it. Before you know it, it's going to be here, and then it's going to be gone, and we'll be back to the off season. But in the meantime, let's start to enjoy this. Now, here's where I went last night. I talked about Carson Wentz, and it seems like I've pissed off Eagles Nation. You know, it's funny because I asked. Here's the thing: when I say something, you know how you're winning the argument when they can't come back to the comment that you made and make a justification why it's wrong. Oh, no, 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 no. You know you got to somebody when they have to go to saying you're an idiot, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. Because my hypothesis, maybe, it's right. And you don't have an argument against it. And I was talking about Carson Wentz because everybody keeps, all the talking heads out there and everything else are, Carson Wentz literally walks on water. Carson Wentz, MVP candidate. Carson Wentz, Super Bowl winning quarterback. And I'm kind of like, yeah, he was an MVP candidate. I'll give you that. But I started thinking about that 5-6 record that he had last year, where every team that they lost to were teams with winning records. Of the 5 teams that he won against, well, 3 of them were 5-11, and only one, the Colts, had a winning record. And I'm kind of like, we always hear this thing about a quarterback, a great quarterback will elevate the people around him. So does that make Nick Foles a great quarterback? Because he took a team that was 5-6, and they went 4-11. I'm sorry, 4-1. Clearly, Nick Foles elevated the same team that Carson Wentz didn't, and so that's my whole thing. Carson Wentz against teams with a winning record is 8-22. Not exactly earth-shattering. Now I'm going to do the same thing because here we're going to be fair. We're going to do the same thing with Dak Prescott. I'm going to go back through all of his game logs and go through, because it takes time. I put in work. It takes time to go through and figure out all the wins and losses and then find out what was each team's record, add all that stuff up to give you the numbers and the data. It takes time. And, I worked yesterday on my backyard all day trying to keep the wife happy and stuff and did that research in those numbers. So I'm going to crunch those numbers again and see if Dak is better than 8-22 against winning teams. And my whole hypothesis also, too, is Carson Wentz has never been in that team-defining game, where it's a playoff game or the Super Bowl like Nick Foles, or even a win to survive another day mode yet in his career. When they won in 2017, they had a last place schedule, and nobody was thinking about the Eagles. Everybody was thinking about the Dallas Cowboys. And by the time they went through and played all those teams with losing record early, they got on a roll. And don't get me wrong, I am saying that the Philadelphia Eagles are a great team. I think they are a well-coached team that has a system much like New England that even though Tom Brady can go out, every quarterback that's played their first game for New England won. And that's what you kind of start to look at with Nick Foles. Because Nick Foles, who was basically a journeyman, was able to step in and do exactly what Carson Wentz did. But then again, what do I know? So keep bringing the hate, Eagle fans. That's cool. But here's where I like my quarterback. And it's funny because I get as much hate from Cowboy fans as I do from Eagle ones about liking my quarterback. But this weekend, Dak Prescott had one of his quarterback camps, for youth and things. And here's where you love, okay, he's out working with kids, trying to make the world a better place instead of worrying about him being out in the club, getting arrested or something with the NFL getting in trouble. Dak was asked, here's the thing. I know Philadelphia Eagles, you won the Super Bowl, 2 seasons ago. Congratulations. It's about damn time. Let me know when you get to five. Or let me know when you at least get as many as the Redskins, three. Dak was asked, what, if anything, should stop the Cowboys from getting to the Super Bowl? And what did he say? Ourselves. We want to be competitive each day as we move forward in camp. That's going to grow when we get out there on Sundays. Being this close knit team that we are, there is no ceiling on this team. And I'm going to tell you, of course, you're going to say, of course, you love that. No, but see, there's a couple of things in that statement that I love. We as Cowboy fans love to point the finger of reasons why we fail. We go back to, we said, well, Tony Romo would have won if the catch, no catch hadn't happened. We were robbed, man. See, I don't ever want to be that guy who's sitting on a bar stool having a drink and saying, if this didn't happen or that didn't happen, I would have been blank. You have to take ownership for yourself and your situation. Yeah, there's always going to be things that are going to hold you back. But you have to be accountable for what you can do to change your situation. You may not be born with the most talent. You may not be given the opportunities or the easy path. But if you want to succeed, you look inside yourself and you figure out what I have to do to be successful. What can I do each day to get me closer to that goal? And that's the mindset of a Dak Prescott. You have a lot of guys that just have natural talent, and that's one of the reasons why you see guys that combine and their college statistics and things like that who you figure are going to be the next Hall of Famer, but they get to the NFL and they're I-8, or they never really achieve, or sometimes they just wash out because they've always been there at the top. They didn't have to work for it. They didn't have to claw and scratch and be the guy that nobody thought about. Hey. And in a way, I think that's one of the issues with Taco. Taco was always the top guy. You get to the NFL, everybody's a top guy. And it's that one that wants it more than the other, that works the other harder than anybody else. And that's our quarterback. He didn't go to the football factory schools. Mississippi State's doing better now because of the groundwork that he laid. But quarterbacks weren't coming from the Southeast Conference. And so he's working every day to get better. And you've got to love that. That he's not satisfied that, hey, I got 32 wins. I got 14 comeback victories. We won a playoff game last year. No, that don't mean jack. And you have to respect him for that. Because here's the other quote from here that you got to love. I want to be the best to play this game. I know it's going to take a lot of hard work, focus, determination, and a lot of sacrifice. But everything that I love and enjoy, having to sacrifice things or having to do having to do the not so fun routine, they pay off in the end. Ain't no lie. There's so much truth in that statement because I look at myself. I ain't the brightest bulb out there. I'm not good looking. I'm not talented. I don't hardly know how to use a computer, much less a studio. I know I've been doing woodworking since a kid. And it's kind of cool because if I go to my mother's house, I can see stuff that I made 40 years ago as a kid. And I look at it and say, wow, those joints are kind of far away or it's kind of crooked and things. I can go back and look at the dresser that I built for my son when he was born and say, it's still holding up. But maybe I would have done this a little bit differently. And I look at things that I do now, and it's like, wow, that's some really good shit. But I guarantee you, 10 years from now, when I look at that versus what I'll be doing then, I'll say, I could have done this a little differently or that a little differently because it's constantly a learning process where you get better and better and better. And I'm never satisfied with just saying, okay, I'm doing good. I'm always thinking about what's the next thing? What's the next thing I can learn? And I work my ass off to get there. When I first started YouTube, everybody was like, you got no chance. No chance in hell. You're old. You don't even know how to use a mixer. You can't get the sound right. The camera? Oh, the lighting. Ooh, and you're ugly. But I work every day to get better. And I look at what I do now versus what I did 3 years ago. It's come a long way. But when I get another year or 2 years down the road, it's going to be even better because it's that drive, that commitment, that work ethic that gets you there, that drive. And that guy, my friends, Dak Prescott, he's got it. Now, a lot of you are mad because, hey, he wants to get paid like everybody else. I ain't mad at him. And it's funny because all the arguments that everybody makes about why you shouldn't pay Dak Prescott, well, they don't really hold water. Soon, very soon, pretty much everybody's going to be paying $30 million for quarterbacks plus. So if everybody has to do it, how is it a disadvantage? It's part of the business side of it. I'll take that quarterback that we have any day of the week. Stays healthy, has the right attitude, doesn't get in trouble, keeps working hard every single day. Every day he tries to figure out how can I get better. He's got that drive, that energy. He's a team leader and he's hungry. Well, speaking of hungry, I got to go get to my day job because, well, they tell me don't quit your day job and I got bills to pay. But I hope you guys tune in tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern. We'll definitely have, I'm sure, a lot of those ego trolls in here. And I'll do the same research because we're going to try and be fair. And again, just do me one favor. I know you all want to come in and say, you're an ass, you're a hater, and all that. But when I put something out there, when I make an argument, come on, go ahead. Give me the reason why I'm wrong. I dare you. Or is it that you just can't prove me wrong? I'm Mark Holmes, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see you soon.